Whatever you think of Trump, you've got to look at his economic policies. They make sense. Trump's policies make sense. Let's think about it. The US now is in 36 trillion plus of debt, and yet they've only got $4 trillion of revenue coming in. So Trump and the present administration will have to borrow $2 trillion, which means that the $36 trillion is now $38 trillion. So where is that revenue going to come from? And where are the savings going to come from? Let's look at several things. Number one, he needs to cut the waste, cut the expenses in federal spending. All of this fraud that's going on by paying people who are 200 years old and 150 years old and 130 years old, that is fraud. That's number one. In addition to that, cutting the waste of the non-government offices, these silly gender offices, the ones that are complete and waste of time, these climate change offices, and assessing how is gender going to adapt to climate change. That's number two. In addition to that, you've got inland revenue and tariffs. So you need to increase the tariffs. Tariffs presently are 50 billion. They're going to increase to between 500 billion and 900 billion. The question is, why is everyone opposed to the US tariffs? Well, let's look at it. The US exports, and all the exports are charged in those other jurisdictions tariffs. Europeans charge tariffs on US cars and US goods. The Canadians charge tariffs on milk products and other goods. The Mexicans charge tariffs. Everyone's charging the US tariffs, but the US is not allowed to charge anyone else tariffs. Now remember, the US is a $3 trillion import country, so they're not going to retaliate. There's not going to be a hardcore retaliation, partly because the leaders are very weak in spineless, and mainly because they don't want to use the US market, and therefore companies are going to relocate to the US. In addition to that, they're going to build factories in the US, as we've seen with the huge investments coming in from the United Arab Emirates, from Apple, from Merck, from Volkswagen, from the Taiwan semiconductor manufacturers. There's going to be more and more money being poured into the US. In addition to that, he's going to cut taxes on earnings up to $150,000 a year. Corporation tax is going to drop from 21% to 15%. That's going to really facilitate business, and is going to eliminate all the red tape and the regulation and the legislation to get business going. So overall, Trump's policies are great. You may not like him, but they're great. If you're looking to get on board and follow our stock trades, then you need to comment, follow us. Catch you later.